All right, welcome back. 48 hours away now as Florida prepares for a major Category 3 hurricane to make landfall on the Gulf Coast. A state of emergency is now declared in 46 counties. Governor Ron DeSantis is back in Florida and says he's been in contact with President Biden.
As we get into the late afternoon, early evening, it's going to start to get really, really nasty. I have spoken with the president. I've spoken with FEMA Director Criswell, and then I've spoken with a number of local officials throughout Florida's Gulf Coast, and everyone understands the significance of this event, and everybody is willing to work together to achieve the best possible outcome for the residents of Florida.
All right, so he has put his presidential campaign on hold to deal with the coming tropical storm and hurricane. All right, to the panel. Chris Stirewalt, how much can a governor dealing with a hurricane appear presidential in nature?
Well, first of all, I want to say that Ron DeSantis should always have a sign language person with him, because he, as an Italian-American in politics, does not talk with his hands enough. And I finally felt gratified that there was somebody behind him giving a little something, a little emotional context to his words back there. I thought that was good. This is good if you don't screw it up for Ron DeSantis politically. Hurricanes are a great opportunity for Florida governors to show their executive capacity, to show that they can do this. If you can respond to these twin crises and get that all done right, you're on the national stage, you're making news, you're being an executive. If things go wrong, it will be devastating, right? If there is a bungled state response to this, it'd be devastating.
To be fair, as somebody who went through this, my parents lost their home in the last hurricane season. The response by Florida last year and the last go-around of this, when Fort Myers Beach and everything else was crushed, was top notch. I mean, everyone really has to give Ron DeSantis. Mr. Hopkins, I want to ask you this, though. If you're Joe Biden, who just completely bungled Maui, we can sort of reasonable people can agree on that, got shellacked even by usually friendly press on it. And now you're going to have a split screen, right, of Joe Biden, who's going to be at the White House or doing whatever he's going to be doing, and Ron DeSantis, who's out there day in, day out, unfatigued, with people, acting as the comforter in chief. That sort of focuses things for Democrats not where they want the focus to be, doesn't it?
Well, let me say, Ron DeSantis has never been known as the emotional,
yeah, that's true.
And so I think this is going to be a real risk for him. The technical side of it, he's Florida governor. Florida knows how to deal with hurricanes. I spent most of my career in Florida. Hurricanes are just something every year you deal with. He's going to know how to deal with that. But it's going to be comforting people. It's going to be when property's destroyed, when lives are ruined. Is he going to be able to show that emotional connection? We know Joe Biden can. He may have had some flubs recently, but that's one thing that's been his strength. The question now is Ron DeSantis going to be able to show some humanity? Because if he can't, that could be the end of the campaign.
I actually think Ron DeSantis and Joe Biden have a history of both responding to disasters in Florida, whether it was the Surfside building collapse or Hurricane Ian last year. A good history of coming together and putting aside politics, at least publicly. This image is stuck in my mind after the tower collapse of DeSantis and Biden sitting next to each other, thanking each other for their support. They did it again during Hurricane Ian. They spoke earlier today on the phone. So I think there's a real team effort. And I think that plays well for both of them politically, that they're able to, set that aside and,
as
go
long
forward.
as he doesn't hug him.
Yes, no Christie hug.
You must not hug.
Where is Chris Christie?
That's right. No hugs.
I think these two events give DeSantis really an opportunity that he hasn't had on the campaign trail to really appear presidential. I mean, if he can handle this hurricane in the same way that he did the last one that happened, I think it really gives him an opportunity to shine before the national press. But I think it's equally important that he handles the Jacksonville shooting in the same manner. I think that's an incredibly important event that calls for strong leadership to heal that community. And he presents himself with a great opportunity if he can do it.
And Nikki Haley, very famously, with a racially motivated shooting in South
Right.
Carolina. This was an opportunity for her to gain real credibility in the eyes, bipartisan way. And yeah, I think that's exactly right.
DeSantis' biggest problem is a week later they're going to have the arraignments. So everyone's going to be forgetting about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. It's just, as you said, I can't remember who it said, is that Trump sucks all the oxygen out. Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.